Hello everybody. So I thought I'd do a Redstone tutorial today on how to create like a memory system for Redstone. Um, Basically, because of properties of Redstone and visible blocks versus non-visible blocks, or opaque versus transparent blocks, I should say, um, you can create a sort of memory system out of Redstone. This over here is the finished product. Basically, you can see that redstone lamp there. I have it hooked up to this machine here, which I can program. I can set blocks, and some of them will allow the redstone signal to transfer through them. Other ones will not. The ones that do, like stone, will turn on the light. Other ones that don't, like glass, will turn it off. Um, as you can see over here, we have the demonstration. Glass blocks do not allow a redstone signal to pass through them, whereas grass, stone, any solid block will allow the transportation of redstone. So the most basic principle of this is this demonstration right here. Basically, it's just a way to transfer the blocks from one place to another. You rotate them so it pushes this way, down, this way, and back up again. And this way you can move the blocks around. And as you can see, I kind of set up a little bit of demonstration here too. Um, so the redstone is a little bit complicated, but not all that complicated. Um, the important thing to remember though is that because pistons will extend for over one tick, you have to shorten the pulse to one tick. Otherwise, the pistons will get in the way of each other and you won't be able to extend the next one after you've extended the first one, second one, third one, so on. Basically, I went online and I found a few tutorials. I will put a link to them in the description, and I'll also make sure that they get the proper credit that they deserve. To create a pulse shortener, the one I chose is over there, but this is another one you could choose. Basically, you press the button and you get one pulse, or one tick, I should say. Whoops. Um, uh, so what happens is you press the button, it powers this right here. This is set to a one tick delay, and then this is set to a one tick delay too. So it should last for two ticks, and then this one will lock it for the one tick that you need, so that you only get one tick of power across the you can see it locks there for one, and then it has one remaining tick left to pass power through. The one I went with is a little bit shorter, a little bit more compact, and it doesn't require quite so much work with repeaters. You have a block here with your button. You have a torch on the back. The torch powers this. Redstone underneath the block gets powered when you press the button, because the power gets transferred into this block and then down into the redstone, which powers a delay of 3 ticks, or 3 repeater clicks. I'm not very good at redstone, so I don't know if it's the same thing. And then you have a redstone torch right here, which eventually powers this, but is on in the off state because of this torch here. It gives 1 tick, and you'll notice this one was on button press, you get the activation, whereas this one was on the release of the button, it ticks over. And then if you're wondering over here, I just have an etho hopper clock going on to control my weather because it was raining a lot. So yeah, basically the most you don't really need this. That's just to control sending power through. One thing you do have to remember though is that this piston here has to be a sticky piston, with a block of slime right there, and you have to put obsidian anywhere that it might touch the ground or any other block. Um, Basically, just so it can extend and retract properly. Because in the later one, if you want to give it power through this section here, you have to be able to do it without powering the piston down here, and that's a little bit tricky unless you do it this way. I'm sure there's other ways to work it out, but this is the way that I chose to do it. And as you can see, it takes a little bit of maneuvering to get the wiring. I certainly did not do this the most compact way, so you guys could definitely do it differently. But this is how I chose to do this memory system. I got the idea from someone else, I believe Etho's lab, but I don't know if he ever took it to the full potential that it was able to do. My plan is to later on hook this up to like a minecart transportation system, and because you can have multiple inputs, you could extend this way and have multiple pistons and multiple arms with different either glass or stone. You could potentially create a memory system that had multiple inputs, and based on your selection you could go to a different place in the world with your minecart, because it would send power to different junctions until you got to them, and then it would reset and would allow you to choose again when you got back. Basically, it would allow you to pick your destination beforehand on a minecart and have multiple destination possibilities. I may do a tutorial for that if I get it working, but for now, this is FluffyTuber signing off. Thank you guys.